I want to first say thank you to our host. One is Pillsbury, who underwrites our entire CEO Chick Chat series, which is the most incredible interview series. They've been an incredible supporter to us. We're normally in D.C., but today we're doing something a little bit different. We're out here in Tyson's Corner, and I want to say thank you to Morgan Stanley. Well, how many people have had a chance to even look at the book or read it yet? It's an incredible story. And Carol has an amazing story. You're an iconic figure here in Washington, D.C. You are very well known.
Thank you.
I've heard about you ever since I moved here from Texas. And I was like, that's one of the people I want to get to know because she's got this amazing story. And I pestered you.
Sometimes you don't want to have an amazing story, but if you end up having one, write a book.
I like that. I like that, Adam. If you got an amazing story, you need to write a book. So your story goes back. How many people have heard of Nathan's in Georgetown? Pretty much most everybody here. It's one of the most famous places here in Washington, D.C. One of the restaurants where you're supposed to go and hang out. It's one of the nightclubs, the night scenes after late night out. An incredible, incredible story.
But that's sort of my midpoint because I started working when I was 18 years old. I never went to college. I moved out of my parents' home when I was 18 because I'd always wanted to be a journalist, and it was 1968, which I know ages me, or at least dates me. And the campuses were erupting. There wasn't this enormous pressure that we feel today that you have to go right from high school into college. And I had an opportunity to become like a cub, an entry-level reporter for United Press International in Washington. And it was the same year Richard Nixon was being inaugurated for the first time. So Washington was tremendously exciting.
I am so excited to have today Bobby Kilberg. I consider Bobby a very close friend to myself and my family. I met Bobby through my brother, Bobby DeLorenzi, which his passing is what brought me here to Washington, D.C. And actually, Bobby will probably never know how much she has influenced my life and influenced Texas. She probably will never know this. But because of Bobby, a lot of things happen, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about that. But normally we spend a lot of time talking about childhood. I don't want to spend a lot of time because Bobby's journey, once she got through college and everything, is so fascinating. But I do think it's important to understand a little bit about your background. And we always ask this, kind of your birth order in your family. So where were you born and raised?
My birth order is just me. I'm an only child. I was born in Manhattan, New York City, and I lived there till I was 7 years old, and then moved to a suburb called Forest Hills, where they used to play the U.S. Open before it got really fashionable, and also in Croton on the Hudson.
Excellent, excellent.